we got a full reset this week, which means we got vaults open. We got a bunch of things that happened. I missed stream yesterday because I slept in. My bad. So let's get into the news. We got a lot to get into here. We got full rankings for DPS, also for Raid. We got a bunch of shit to talk about. The best week for Delves just yet. So let's just dive straight in. Here we go. World Boss, obviously now live. The newest World Boss this week is Crampine, I think is his name. That's how he goes by. So Crampine, the world boss, is now available, or Cragpine. You can defeat this world boss to get your free guaranteed Warbound piece of champion gear. That's right, I'll get another offhand for that mage I never fucking play. So go out there, kill this guy. He's out in Zulamon, and get your free piece of gear. Hopefully it's a good one. Also, catch up on the Voidspire raid with story mode, now available for those of you who are afraid to actually play this game as it was meant to be played. So, story mode raid now available and open for Voidspire. You can go experience the final cinematic. You won't get any loot out of the raid, but if you haven't completed the Voidspire, raid campaign quest, you will get to complete that by doing this. So, get doing that will also give you some champion level track items. So, completing it on that difficulty is good if you haven't done it yet. Also good for the sake of completing the story. If you haven't completed the story up to that point in the campaign, you still have to complete the Charge of the Vanguard to unlock this, just in case you haven't done that yet. But, yeah, story mode raid available now for those people. Midnight Delves, okay, guys? This is a big week for the Gregs of Accounting. That's right, Midnight Delves are now pumped up. This is the first official Delve event, or Delve week, of Midnight. You guys remember this happening in the War Within. Every couple weeks we'd get this buffed out event. So it's time for the Delve bonus event, which means you get a 25% increase to Delver's Journey gains, a 25% increase to seasonal campaign experience for Valera, and 25% more undercoin. So it's a big week for Delves. Good time to get in there and get shit done. And guys, don't forget, the way the ranking system works in the Delves, there's a lot of stuff to be had from these. You can get Myth Dawn Crests by getting to rank 4. You'll start earning Myth Dawn Crests, and then at rank 9, Bountiful Coffers will have a chance to drop Hero Track gear. So if you think Delves right now are no longer viable, or there's no longer a reason to do them, this was like a preseason thing, you're wrong. Getting the ranks up in Delves will make them viable for you every single week going forward, with a chance to get Hero Track and Myth Dawn Crests. Also, cool little tidbit here, you can get a cool mount at rank 5, right? A cool little Silver Moon mount, so why not? So get this done. A few other cool things you can get, Midnight Delver's Flare Gun at rank 7, and a Hearthstone animation at rank 10. So pretty cool stuff. I think this is definitely something that people should be doing this week. If in your spare time between raiding and shit, just go run some Delves, guys. It's a big time week. They are capped at 4. No, I don't believe they're capped at 4 right now. So getting there and getting that shit done is probably important. If that cap is still there, I'm shocked. I don't think that cap exists. I think that was a preseason cap. But could be wrong. But either way, get that fucking rank as high as you can this week. It's a really important time to get in there and get that done. Yeah, that mount is rank 5 for the Delver's Journey. So get that shit running, boys. Also, one quick quest that you might want to do this week. Those people who don't like to participate in player housing, maybe this week do a little bit of player housing shit, because the quest in the player housing area, Going Postal, will actually reward you with some good stuff this week. You can get yourself some Hero Track Dawn Crest, Champion Track Dawn Crest, or Veteran Track Dawn Crest. You know, you could pick which ones you want. Up to 20 Hero Track Dawn Crest just for completing this quest. It's an easy little quest. You're basically doing the sky riding shit, but on the ground in terms of the races. You run through the rings, deliver some mail, and quick, easy done quest, and get yourself some crests out of this. Probably the easiest source of crests this week. So going in, finishing out the postal quest would be a really good thing for you right now, considering crests right now are, they're a premium. Everybody wants them. Now, these will count towards your cap for the week, so just be aware of that, but an easy way to get some crests to level up your gear this week. The Race to World First is now begun, guys. It's actually underway. You can watch the Race to World First on Liquid, Echo, and Method streams. Go watch those things. Race to World First is oftentimes a really fun thing. Now, this year is going to be a bit different, considering we got raids unlocking in a kind of what's called like a tier format, right? Because technically you can't be the world first without completing the entire raid. Now, I don't know if Blizzard's going to award still technically the people who complete this raid first, and they're going to do 3 different Race to World First this week, or I should say 2 different Race to World First. But It's fun to watch. Whatever you're watching on Twitch right now, this is probably one of the most popular things for the WoW channels. Someone has already killed the first boss. We see the first boss was killed by a guild named what's their name? Melee Mechanics. Yeah, Melee Mechanics is their name. Myth Imperator killed by Melee Mechanics. Funny enough, they did it with mostly DPS. That's right. So the comp for this one, or mostly ranged DPS. The comp for this one was 2 tanks, 4 healers, 3 melee, and 11 ranged DPS. Yeah, believe it or not, that's a pretty freaking, what's it called, lopsided group there in terms of range. The way the fight works, it kind of makes sense that really range doesn't have much to do in this fight. They could just sit back and pump. So, yeah, first boss already down. We'll see who ends up finishing this thing out. I'll keep you up to date as bosses go down on a daily basis. Now, moving on to people going down. Tanking in this raid is really tough, guys. I'll be honest, as a tank, Blood DK, one of the best Blood DKs around, I found this thing to be really hard. I don't think it's just because of the fact that there aren't add-ons telling you when to taunt. Yes, that's a thing, so there's a bit of a learning curve on that side, but also there are just a ton of one-shot tank mechanics in this raid this time around. Like, not taunting properly is an instant death. Every single boss has like stacking dots that really start to hurt. They minimize your health. Or they start to do more damage every single time they hit. Now, that's not a new mechanic in WoW, but I feel like every single boss is extremely tank heavy in this fight. So we're looking right now at kind of record numbers in terms of tanks dying in this raid. And if we look overall, you can see right here the number of deaths. I mean, paladins, protection paladins are getting absolutely brutally crushed by this. Probably the least deaths from any tank due to tank swaps is Blood DK. Blood DK can actually take a hit and keep on going, believe it or not. They are currently the most survivable tanks in the raid, but everybody else, including all the other tanks, are just getting absolutely slaughtered. So this raid does seem to be very tank heavy, very tank specific. Tanks got to do this shit right or they're going to die. And that's more than usual, honestly, from what we've seen. Usually tanks obviously have the least amount of deaths. A lot of times tanks were the only ones left standing a lot of fights. Not this time around. So tankers beware as you enter raid. But speaking of raid, it's time to look at the first week of DPS, guys. Now, this is heroic raid only, right? So we're just looking at what heroic raid looked like last week. Let's check out the DPS standings, the healing standings, and the tanking standings here. So getting into first DPS, we got overall DPS looking at the 95th percentile. Void, we got the Dream Rift raid, and here are your numbers, boys. Demonology Warlock sitting at the very top, followed by Devastation Evoker, Marksmanship Hunter, Destro Warlock, and Frost Mage, and then we got the Furry Warriors right behind them. So that's an interesting top 5 there. A lot more ranged, right, than melee. I think our first melee showing up is right here at spot number 6. So yeah, there's a lot of ranged pumping their asses off right now in this raid. At the very bottom, we got, right behind my little frame here, we got Bestiality Hunter, Elemental Shaman, Frost DK, Outlaw Rogue, Ass Rogue, and Sub-Titty Rogue. We see the 3 rogues at the bottom. They just got buffed out the ass. All 3 rogue specs got buffed yesterday. So they should be doing much better. We saw a lot of class rebalancing yesterday happen. So we'll see what these charts look like after all that stuff happens. In terms of, that was overall damage. In terms of single target damage to bosses, kind of the same. Demonology Warlock still at the top. Marksmanship Hunter, Destro Warlock, Unholy DK showing up here. So our first melee showing up in single target a bit sooner than the others. We also see Frost Mage, Shadow Priest, Devastation Evoker. At the bottom here, we see Devour Demon Hunter. Not doing very big damage. Look at that in terms of single targets. So they're a bit lower than everyone else. Bestiality Hunter, Outlaw Rogue, Elemental Shaman, Sub-Titty Rogue, Frost DK. So there are your bottom boys. Everyone else kind of sitting mid-tier. This is a pretty decent jump from Demonology to Devour. What is that, like a 72 to an 80, 87? Yeah, that's a pretty big jump there. So pretty big difference in terms of single target damage. Overall damage, not as big of a difference. We'll keep looking at these numbers as we go through. Obviously, different bosses give you different stats. These all will link down below. But moving on to our tank specs. How are the tank specs raking out? We got our overall damage. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm sure people are going to be very happy about this. Blood DK currently sitting at the bottom. They got buffs coming, so we'll see what happens with them. Protection Paladin just behind them. Vengeance Demon Hunter, Prot Warrior, Beast, Brewmaster Monk, and then at the very top here in terms of damage, we got Guardian Druid. Now, tank damage is good, but at the end of the day, survivability matters most, and we all know, we just saw the charts, Blood DK is the most survivable, okay? Guardian was doing too much and got nerfed. Yeah, so these are all the changes that just went live with the server resets. So yes, Guardian did get nerfed. We'll see how these charts end up splitting out post all these changes, but that's where they were standing as of the end of last week. And then finally looking at healers here. Let's see who's pumping the hardest in healing. We see at the very top, Preservation Evoker. I did see they got nerfed as well. So, I mean, Blizzard's noticing who's at the top. Discipline Priest also got nerfed, though. So I didn't understand this. I didn't think Discipline Priest was going that ham, but they got nerfed at a bigger level than Preservation Evoker. I think it was like a 12% overall nerf. Absolutely crazy Discipline Priest nerf. We'll see where they stand after these resets. Mistweaver Monk, Holy Priest, Restoration Shaman there, and then we got Holy Paladin and Restoration Druid at the very bottom. Overall, though, if you're healing in this game, you're getting invited. I don't think it matters where you stand because healers are such a rarity these days. So fear not. What's it called? Restoration Druids, I think you're going to get invited either way. And then finally, boys, we got our last piece of news here. This video. Okay, this video dropped yesterday. It's a music video that Blizzard put together. Interestingly enough, this thing looks absolutely crazy. We're gonna let this thing play out here. I wish Blizzard would freaking make an anime series on this, but here we go. Let's check this thing out.
We drift like the wind, soft yet steady, carrying the world in our hands.
It's like a music video.
Scatter the seas, small yet heavy, nurturing the peace of our land.
Some classic leveling.
We look for the dawn. We look for the dawn.
Those fucking Yetis, bro.
Familiar and bright, yet so unknown.
The Dwarf Hunter.
For the dawn.
Don Moreau.
We look for the dawn. Over the hills where the water is still clear from the storm. We carry the blade.
Oh, this is a Dead Mines, right? Van Cleef.
And the shadows we take.
Oh, they had the Dark Portal. Yeah. The animation's great. There we go now. Nordfriend, the man himself. This is badass. Sword, Shadowlands, Dragonflight.
A place to call home.
Can always use
Damn.
another death knight.
That was badass. Sharks, thank you for the sub, man. That was actually really freaking cool. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this when I watched like the fact that they have a music video out. I saw a description. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this all about? A music video. And then damn, they triggered all the nostalgia right here. This is a really freaking cool video. Obviously, everybody freaking wants to see a damn anime like this. I mean, seeing this animation when Illidan's flying down right here, freaking badass. Badass. I wish they would make a freaking animated series. Something like this, I think this would be absolutely watchable by everybody, even outside of WoW. Just the story of, look at this, little player group going on an adventure. Who wouldn't want to watch this shit? This was a really cool freaking thing. I'll link this in the chat and down below for anyone else who wants to catch this thing. Amazing stuff. Great news so far this week. Big week, opening up Mythic Plus and everything else. I'll keep up with all the news every day, all week. And for today, that is all in terms of news.